just because of one level. How about when your boy goes through 3, 4 levels? So when those moments come, don't say you already went through the camp. Give your son an opportunity. And then someone talked about raising boys who take things for granted because, the parents are wealthy, they have it. And sometimes they don't know that the parents started from zero to be able to arrive at that. They have not seen the effort behind what they look at as an achievement. The camp we had in Kampala brought together more than 50 boys. And so the turn-up was interesting. And that was our second camp in Kampala in a space of a year. So, yeah, we thought our role would actually be bigger, but we also understand the complexity around this time, the election things. We've been forced to cancel camps that would be following. Like next week, we're supposed to be doing level 2 here, then we're supposed to proceed to Gulu, but we decided, okay, since many parents are concerned, while nothing major has happened in previous elections, what if it happens this time, So sometimes you just can't be sure. And they say, let us allow it to be, our next camp will be in May, first term holiday, and probably that will be in Kampala. And we will also eventually be launching still level 1, but a summer camp for boys from international schools and those from out of the country that don't easily fit into this. And also their behavior is a bit different. I would be hesitant to have them mixed up a lot with these others. And they require a different environment. And so it will even be a longer period of engagement. The costs will be different, but we'll talk more about that. One of these days I will share about it. Before we get to do something, have a small role play. I just wanted to make a comment on parents from wealthy homes. I mentioned Kampala. When boys were reporting for the Kampala camp, you see somebody arrives with a jeep. And you look at the money they have and you know you and your ancestors together have never made that kind of money. And a number of these boys would make statements like, where I come from, we have a lot of money, and I don't think we'll ever have a money problem. More than 3 boys had that confession. That was the opinion. And what was running in my head is, are these boys actually prepared to perpetuate the family wealth forward, family legacy? So, we have a coaching program for adults. It's called the MEP Masterclass. M for Mindset, E for Entrepreneurship, P for Personal Development in general. It is what gave rise to these boys to Men Mentorship. We had many people, especially it began as a program for people in the corporate space, who are trying to figure out a life beyond that. That the day when their jobs are over or when they retire, how will they make that transition? And then also these other things that schools don't teach, that somehow they find themselves struggling, or they want to grow within their career, in their place of employment. And they have just remained at one level and they are stuck. They don't know how to negotiate a better pay, promotions are not happening. So that program was designed to be an opportunity for growth. And many people started going through it and they'll make phrases like, if I knew these things much earlier, there are things that I've done differently. I think I saw Winnie. Winnie is around. Yes, Winnie has graduated from our most recent, you were in a September intern, October intern? Oh, yes, okay. So, and one of the conversations we had in that class I want to share with you is about inheritance. And on one of those moments we asked we asked participants to write down, if they had to write a will, if they had to pass on something to their children and their relatives and friends, what would that will look like? It was one of the most difficult assignments because while we've seen people pass on, there's a part of us that thinks it's not us, that nothing will happen to us. And it was the first time a number of people actually sitting down to just note something. And then when people returned, after a 10-minute break of doing that assignment, and we began to talk, because we do this online, most people are only talking about, you say now, I realize I don't have enough money to live, I don't have a house to live, I don't have this. And I began to notice that our opinion of inheritance is so limited. So, I write a few books. I've only paused their publishing for this year. I think I've authored about 7 books that are ready for publishing. But in one of them, I suggest that there should be a minimum of 5 levels of inheritance that every parent should think about. The first is your name. Every name is either a key or a padlock. Every name. Their names, when you mention, people are like, oh, so you are the... Somebody just misses out on opportunities because they are your son, or they are your daughter, or they are your friend. So you have to be careful whose name you mention, whose friend you say you are in certain spaces. That alone just closes doors. If somebody arrived there and said, I'm Nelson Mandela Jr., instantly he gets a different treatment without him even doing anything, just because of the name he carries from his family, because his father had built a huge personal brand and his name is associated with greatness. And so it becomes a question for each of us every day with the things that we are doing, the name that we are building. Have we lived a life that is so powerful and significant enough that through it, our children can actually have opportunities? I was raised by my maternal uncle. Some of you may have known him. He was called Mr. Chamai Ule Hercules. That was the elder brother to my mom, because I lost my parents when I was very young. So in my senior 2, he dies abruptly. I still remember it was the 12th of August. 2005, I was in senior 2 by that time. And he just woke up, they had tea, it was around 10 a.m. In 30 minutes he had died. He got a few breathing complications, probably he had a heart attack or something like that. But because he had left such a name, the board of directors were like, how can we reward somebody who came and served us so well all the way from West Nile? And then somebody said, he has a son here. And the good thing is, he's doing well in class. Why don't we give him a scholarship? That's the reason you're able to meet me today. My uncle's name could have been a padlock, but it was the key that opened opportunities. Is your name having the power to open opportunities, even if your son didn't have anything to do? Just the fact that he's your son alone gives him advantage. The second level of inheritance are credible relationships. Credible relationships. Money is not yet even there. Because everything we want comes through people, whether you like it or not. Even if you say, for me, I'm going to do entrepreneurship, you can't buy your products and services. Somebody has to. You can't marry yourself. You can't sell land to yourself. Somebody has to have a say in most of the things that you crave for. While we have a number of people who do amazing things for us now, the question is, will they extend that to our children if we are not there? And that also has something to do with the first level of inheritance, the name that we created. Now do you have people who would say, your father, your mother was such a good person and was a friend to me, and because of that, I will do this and that for you.